Figured I'd make a quick video, give you guys a good understanding of the quality of the paint. I really should say lack of quality, because you can tell there's all kinds of chips and everything else in there. Obviously, look down the side and you can see all the runs. That is what the actual front of this actual booth looks like. So if you come walking in the shop and you look at all those scratches and the runs, that's the first thing you see. That's pretty unsatisfactory if you ask me. Look down the sides. You'll see the same all over the sides. If you zoom in close, you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about when I say runs. See that? Now most people can take a rattle can and do a better job than that. All down the sides. You get an idea of the runs and stuff like that that you see. My phone's not picking them up that well, but I think you can see them. You can surely see the scratches. There's all the runs. Look at that. How's that for quality? That's enough to piss you off when you pay a lot of money and you see something done like that just whipped out and here you go and think nothing of it. That's a lack of pride. Here's a picture of the broken pulley. This is how I received it. It's because the actual oven itself was facing down on its actual front, and anytime somebody wanted to move the oven itself during transport, they were using obviously a forklift, and somebody came in too close and beat the heck out of that pulley. These bolts right here are the ones they sent me, which were the wrong size for the actual booth. I had to go to Lowe's and purchase my own that were the proper size. They resent some small little ones not too long ago when they sent back a new pulley, but a little late. I wanted to get that booth on, and I wanted to use some bigger, better hardware than what was sent with those little dinky ones. And obviously they weren't even long enough to use. But just trying to give you a good visual of a lot of the damages and some of the frustrations that I had to experience during my shipment of these new parts and receiving them in. Alright, I spent the last 2 days using some polishing compound and everything else I can think of to try and get some of these scratches and marks off the front of this oven. Brand new oven. I still haven't even turned it on yet. Still don't even have the electrical whip hooked up to it. This is the way it got delivered. But it's looking a hell of a lot better, even though I've been scrubbing the heck out of it. I don't think I'm ever going to get all the scratches and everything else off of it like you'll see here on the top. This I can obviously take off and repaint since they didn't want to do a quality job on it. And the bottom's all kinds of scarred up and scratched up and everything else. I got a lot more on the side, but thank God that won't be seen. On this side, I got a dent right here, which you can see. Pretty deep scratch. Back was scratched, and like I showed pictures before, pulley on the top was broken. Ended up having to replace that. Luckily they were nice enough to send me a pulley and say, have at it, fix it. Alright, after using this oven for, I don't know, 2-3 dozen times, it works well as far as the getting the job done. I have no complaints on that. This is what it looks like after about maybe 24 usages. But it does the job, that's for sure. The only thing I don't like about it, obviously, is going to be how it looks, and that's just due to the simple fact of how they shipped it and how they put it together, painted it, so on and so forth. The PID, I'm still trying to figure that out. I called, asked about it, but didn't get anything except for them sending me back the actual directions, which is mostly all an entire encyclopedia on how to wire everything. And it's confusing as all hell. The biggest problem I have is if you want to set this thing to 400 degrees, it's going to go all the way up to about 420 on you, including the part as well that's in the oven. It's going to go up higher than what you want it to. And then it starts to back down slowly. But by that time, your bake time is usually already up. So as far as setting that thing, I still haven't figured that out. And I wish there was better directions on the pit itself. But I'm dealing with it for now. But figured I'd give a follow-up on the oven itself, just to let people know that it's an oven that works and it does the job. Would I buy it again? Probably not, only because the company itself obviously didn't care too much about the presentation, the appearance, and also what happened during the shipping. Got everything hooked up, obviously, and I got the motor pulley fixed and repaired myself after it arrived in broken pieces. But I wanted to do a follow-up anyway on the oven. I had to take a video of this rack. I ordered 2 of them. See if I can pull it out. Here's the rack. I ordered 2 of these racks so that I could actually powder coat utilizing them and go from the booth to the oven. One thing you'll probably notice is it's just an actual frame where in essence the very top should have some bars so you can actually hang some stuff on it, because if I go ahead and slide this back into the booth, I don't even have a 1/4 of an inch from top to bottom. So I'm gonna have to modify it. But not a big deal. I'll tell you what is a big deal though, is I ordered 2 of these actual racks. And you'd think you'd get the 2 racks assembled, welded together, and looking good. I'll think again. Right here is my other rack. That's the bottom piece for it. And here, next to my oven, I slid in the other pieces that they sent, the sides and the bars. Then I'm gonna assume they figured, you know what, why don't you go ahead and weld them together yourself? When we did one, you can do the other. That caught me by surprise. That's how they sent it to me. So I wish I had a welder here, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to take that other one to a welder and say, hey, could you go ahead and finish this project? Even though I ordered it complete, certainly not the way they sent it to me. Now, they might have done that to conserve for shipping or whatever, but the proper thing to do would be to go ahead and notify me that they didn't complete the job and assemble it and weld it together like it should be, like this one is right here. But it's another additional expense I'll have to do, and hopefully they learn from it. And if somebody decides that they want to order these things again, people are going to get what they paid for. They're going to get it assembled and done right. Not like I got. Alright, I'm doing kind of a follow-up on these racks that were made for me. As you can see, I've already got both of them now put together that I had to pay for to get them re-welded. I got to use them a couple times, but I wanted to go ahead and mention one thing on it, and it was to do with these casters. The second you go to use them and bake them in the oven, they might as well be considered bricks. because they don't spin anymore. They don't turn, they don't spin. They're pretty much useless. They're welded on, so in all reality, I wish they had just actually left them completely off, or maybe welded in some bricks, because they're about the same quality or usage as just having a rock on the bottom of these things, because they're not spinning at all. They don't swivel, they don't move or anything else. The only reason I'm actually mentioning it is because some people are going to have these racks made. They're going to want the wheels, the calisters, whatever you want to call them, for underneath these racks, so that you can go from the booth to the oven. And as soon as you actually bake something into that oven, maybe 2 times, these are useless. Absolutely useless. So you're going to end up having to take the welds off of them, grind it all out, and put some real wheels under here that can actually withstand some heat. So I figured it's warranted to mention this, because it's just another added note, lack of quality, and really a waste of money. So all these wheels are going to have to come off, so I can get some that are actually functioning as they should and work. Here's an up-close look at these wheels from underneath as I got this rack tilted. You can see it's all dried out, rusted inside there, and those bearings are just not made to withstand heat, period. So there's what you got on a brand new rack with these wheels.